Okay, so this is the next example on page 5. We're going to do some comparison between different repayment frequencies. So using the same example as before, so Tessa's loan of $15,000, if she chooses to pay quarterly or monthly or fortnightly, the total interest paid can vary, and we're wanting to work out how much interest will be paid under each of those conditions. So remember the total interest formula, which comes from your trusty cheat sheet over here, this one there, is going to be total interest is equal to the number of repayments multiply the repayment by the repayment value minus the principal or the amount of loan V0. Okay, you'd find that in this example we use this just a little bit differently. So we want to compare the three, and what we're therefore going to do is I'm going to split my page into 3 so I can show you the 3 different examples. So let's do quarterly first. Quarterly is really easy. We can use that formula straight away because basically it's a really nice quarterly repayment of this value for exactly 5 years, unlike the other two. So if that's the case, or in this case, the N will be quarterly repayment, so 4 times a year multiplied by 5 times a year, which equals 20. So that's what we're going to put in here. I equals 20 multiplied by 928.45 minus our initial amount, which is $15,000, and you should get $3,569. This is how much interest you will pay under these terms. Second example, a little bit trickier, not so straightforward, but you'll get the hang of it, is if we do it monthly. Now, we discovered that if Tessa pays monthly, she pays 59 repayments of $309.48. And at the end, so her 60th repayment there's only this much outstanding. Okay, so what we need to do is work out how much she pays for the first 59 months and also work out what her final repayment is going to be, because obviously if she pays this amount in the 60th month, it's not going to be this amount anymore, because it's going to be this amount plus the little bit of interest that the bank is going to charge her for the 60th month, owing them that much money. So how do we work out the final repayment? If you go back a couple of pages ago, it's this one right here, and I've written it on a sticky note just to make it easier for you to see. Final repayment is equal to the amount owing times 1 plus the percentage rate divided by the period per year divided by 100. So I've just written on the sticky note so that we can just refer to it right here. Okay, so and by considering these two, we will be able to determine the total amount that's actually being paid and therefore the interest paid. So let's work out firstly. So I equals ND minus V. Now, interestingly, the ND, we kind of have to do it 2 times because we know that the first part is 59 repayments of $309.48. Okay. And then the final one, the final repayment is going to be the interest on top of that final figure here, which we're going to use this formula to find. So that second part is going to be final repayment is the amount outstanding, which is $179.27 multiplied with 1 plus the rate is 8.5 divided by period per year. Monthly means period per year will be 12 divided by 100. And that should give us a value of $180.54. And this here will give us $18,259.30. Okay. Now both of these together will be your ND, because we have to take the loan into consideration of what happened for the first 59 months and what happened in the 60th month. So to use this formula, it'll be I is equal to these two values together minus the initial value. And I get the answer of I equals $3,439.86. And as you can see here, by increasing my payment frequency to monthly instead of quarterly, there is a saving in terms of interest. I pay less interest if I paid my repayments monthly rather than quarterly. Okay. Final example, fortnightly. We're going to compare the fortnightly amount as well. Same as before, using the same formula. Now remember, it says up here, it's 128 repayments of this amount. So 128 times 142.84. That's the first part. And the second part is going to be that final repayment, which involves this. And our final repayment formula is right there. Final repayment is equal to the amount that's outstanding. So we have $120.64 still outstanding after the 59th repayment, multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate, divided by the period per year. So fortnightly means it'll be 26 fortnights a year. We divide that by 100 again. We should get over here the amount of $121.03. So basically, there's $120.64 owing, and if you pay it on the 129th fortnight, you got to pay $121. They've charged you about 40 cents of interest. Make sense? And over here, that value should equal to $18,283.50. And then when we put it into that final formula, ND is equal to both of them. So you add them together. Plus minus the initial value, which is $15,000. And I get an answer of $3,404.55. And as you can see, if I paid fortnightly, so if I've increased my repayments even more, making it more frequent, I save even a little bit more interest. Okay, so it's about $35 interest in savings compared to monthly, and more than $100 worth of savings if I compare quarterly to monthly. So to work out how much we save, basically, I'm not going to do this for you. I hope you can do it yourself. Monthly will improve the interest by that value subtracted by that value, and fortnightly will improve the amount of interest by that value minus that value there. Okay, so we're trying to, by increasing the frequency, we are saving the amount that we pay to the bank on interest. And there you go.